Welcome to my channel. Try to hear the latest story.
She told me it was just a meal with her former boyfriend, and I shouldn't be so possessive, so I didn't stop her. Instead, I showed up at the same restaurant with someone else by my side. She ended up crying in the restroom while her ex covered the bill. Hey everyone, a massive thank you to all who've subscribed. We're almost at 10,000. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button to help us hit that goal. My girlfriend parted ways with her ex again last night. But this time, it wasn't because she picked me over him. It was because he grew tired of her deceit about our relationship while he paid for her lavish dinners. Let's backtrack to Monday when this chaos began. I'm a 30-year-old guy working in logistics, earning about $90K a year. I've been with Ashley, 27, for roughly 6 months. She's employed at a marketing firm, always talking about client connections and industry networking. Ashley has an ex named Kevin, whom she dated for 3 years before me. They split about 8 months ago but remained close because their careers overlap and they share professional contacts. First, I was fine with it. Grown adults can maintain work-related ties with exes if boundaries are clear. But Ashley's idea of boundaries was practically non-existent. Kevin texted her constantly. They'd have lengthy phone calls about projects. He'd invite her to industry gatherings where they'd spend entire evenings together while I stayed home. Whenever I voiced my discomfort, Ashley would lecture me about trust and career networking. If you can't handle me having male colleagues, maybe you're not mature enough for a committed relationship. Classic manipulation. It worked for a while because I wanted to be the supportive partner. On Monday evening, Ashley mentioned she had dinner plans with Kevin on Wednesday at a trendy new spot downtown. It's supposed to have amazing food, and it's near both our workplaces. Sounds convenient. What time should I be ready? Oh, you're not coming. It's just Kevin and me discussing potential work collaborations. Warning sign number 1. Business meetings don't need cozy restaurant settings. Ashley, I'm not okay with you having dinner dates with your ex. They're not dates. They're work-related meetings. Kevin has industry contacts that could help my career. At a romantic restaurant on a Wednesday night? It's just a meal, Mike. Stop being so overbearing. There it was, the buzzword meant to silence my objections to her spending intimate evenings with her ex. I'm not overbearing. I'm a boyfriend who doesn't want his girlfriend going on dinner dates with her ex. Well, I'm going anyway. I won't let your jealousy ruin my professional opportunities. That night, I decided if Ashley was so set on dining with Kevin, I wouldn't stand in her way. But I also wasn't going to sit at home like a fool. On Tuesday afternoon, I reached out to Rachel, someone I briefly dated before Ashley and I got serious. We'd stayed in touch, occasionally texting about work or shared hobbies. Hey, Rachel, I know it's last minute, but are you free tomorrow evening? There's a new place downtown I want to check out. Sure, sounds fun. Is this a casual dinner or a date? Let's call it dinner and see where it goes. Cool. Send me the details. Rachel works in finance, drives a sleek car, and always looks polished. The kind of person who'd throw a wrench in Ashley's evening if our paths crossed. On Wednesday morning, Ashley spent extra time getting ready for her work meeting with Kevin. She wore a sharp blazer over a revealing top, spritzed on pricey perfume, and spent over an hour on her hair and makeup. Enjoy your work dinner, I said as she headed out. It's not a work dinner. It's a networking opportunity. Sure. A professional meeting at a romantic restaurant. Very business-oriented. Mike, don't start this again. I'm not starting anything. Have a great meeting. She left around 6:30. I picked up Rachel at 7. So what's the real deal here? Rachel asked as we drove downtown. This feels like more than just trying a new restaurant. My girlfriend's having dinner with her ex tonight. Says it's for professional networking. And you're showing her you can network too? Something like that. I'm okay being your networking buddy as long as the food's worth it. I liked Rachel's straightforwardness. The restaurant was busier than I expected for a Wednesday. It had a professional vibe with a business casual crowd, the kind of place that could plausibly host work dinners. We were seated around 7:45. I casually scanned the room while pretending to read the menu. I spotted them about 10 minutes later. Ashley and Kevin were at a corner table, leaning close over their menus. She was giggling at something he said, occasionally brushing his arm during their chat. Very professional networking behavior. Is that them? Rachel asked, glancing discreetly. Corner table by the window. They seem cozy. 6 months of professional collaboration after a 3-year relationship. Totally platonic. Rachel watched them for a moment. Wanna make this fun? What's your plan? Let's show them what a real friendly dinner looks like. Update 1. The encounter. Rachel and I ordered drinks and started chatting naturally. Nothing forced, just two people catching up over a meal. Rachel's witty and engaging, easy to talk to, and easy to seem interested in her stories. We talked about work, travel, and books we'd recently read. About half an hour into dinner, Ashley glanced around and saw us. I watched her face shift from relaxed to confused to near panic. She whispered something to Kevin, who turned to look our way. She's seen us, I told Rachel. How's she taking it? Not great. She looks like she wants to confront us but doesn't know how to justify it. Perfect. Let's just enjoy our meal. We kept talking while Ashley stole glances at our table. Each look made her seem more unsettled, while Kevin stayed focused on their supposed business discussion. Around 8:30, Ashley excused herself and headed toward the restrooms, phone in hand. 3 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Why are you here? I showed Rachel the text. Should I reply? Keep it short and truthful. I texted back. Having dinner. The food's great here. With who? Rachel. You've met her. This isn't okay. Why not? You said dinners with friends are fine. That's what we're doing. That's not the same. How's it different? No response. When Ashley returned to her table, her eyes looked slightly puffy. She sat down with Kevin but kept glancing at us throughout their meal. Kevin seemed to notice her distraction and started looking uneasy with their conversation. Around 9:15, Kevin asked for the bill. Ashley grabbed her purse, avoiding our table's direction. As they passed us on their way out, Ashley paused. Mike, we need to talk. About what? About this whole thing. What thing? I'm having dinner with a friend. Just like you. This is different and you know it. How's it different? Because you're doing this to prove something. I'm doing this because I wanted to try this place, and Rachel was free to join. Kevin stood behind Ashley, looking confused and eager to leave. Ashley, is everything all right? He asked. Yeah, just saw someone from work. Let's go. They left without her saying more. That was more intense than I expected, Rachel said. More intense than I planned, honestly. What's next? We finish dinner, and I drop you off. And tomorrow I deal with whatever explanation Ashley comes up with. Update 2, the fallout. Ashley didn't contact me Wednesday night, suggesting she was either too upset or busy managing the situation. Thursday morning, around 11, my phone lit up. We need to discuss last night. What about it? You know exactly what. Showing up at my dinner with Kevin. I didn't show up at your dinner. I had my own reservation at the same place. Don't act clueless. You followed me there. Ashley, I booked my table Tuesday afternoon. Call the restaurant if you don't believe me. This was true. After our Monday argument, I'd reserved a table Tuesday, suspecting Ashley would pick that restaurant since it was new and hyped. Why didn't you tell me you'd be there? Why would I? You made it clear this was your professional networking with Kevin. I didn't want to disrupt your meeting. Mike, stop with the sarcasm. Kevin was really confused by your presence. What did you tell him about us? Long pause. Ashley, what have you told Kevin about our relationship? I said we're dating, but it's not exclusive yet. There it was. Ashley had been acting single to Kevin while calling me possessive for questioning their dinners. So you've been lying to him about us being together for 6 months. I wasn't lying. I was keeping things uncomplicated. Uncomplicated for who? Kevin still has feelings for me. If he knew I was in a serious relationship, he might not want to work together. So you're leading him on while lying to me about why. I'm not leading him on. I'm just not shutting down opportunities by acting taken. Mike, you don't get how complex networking is in my field. I get that you're using your ex's feelings for career benefits while deceiving your boyfriend about it. That's not fair. What's not fair is you calling me possessive for not being okay with dinner dates with someone who thinks you're single. Kevin doesn't think I'm single. He just thinks we're not serious yet. After 6 months, what's he waiting for? A wedding invitation? Silence. Ashley, this is messed up. You've been playing both of us. I mishandled some communication, but seeing you with Rachel really stung. Good. Now you know how I felt watching you flirt with Kevin at dinner. I wasn't flirting. You touched his arm. You leaned in close. You acted like you were available, which you told him you were. I was just being friendly. You were being deceptive to both of us. What do you want me to do now? Nothing. We're done. Mike, don't do this. I can fix this. There's nothing to fix. You showed me who you are over the past 6 months. I believe you. Please don't end things over this. I'll tell Kevin the truth about us. Too late. You had 6 months to be honest. Instead, you lied to both of us while calling me insecure for having boundaries. I hung up and blocked her. Final update. 6 weeks later. The consequences of Ashley's lies unfolded as expected. When she finally came clean to Kevin about our relationship, he felt used and betrayed. He'd been spending time and money on dinners, thinking he had a shot at getting back together. He cut off their professional collaboration immediately. No more industry contacts. No more business prospects. No more fancy dinners. Ashley tried contacting me through mutual friends for the first few weeks. Same story every time. She'd made communication errors but had learned her lesson. She was ready to be fully transparent now. She wanted another chance. Too little, too late. Her networking strategy backfired professionally too. When Kevin told a few shared contacts that Ashley had misrepresented her relationship status during their business talks, it raised doubts about her reliability in work settings. Rachel and I started dating again officially. Being with someone who doesn't manipulate their ex for career gain is refreshing. Ashley's friends initially tried to guilt me for being unforgiving and petty. When I explained how she'd lied to both Kevin and me while using his feelings for professional gain, they stopped defending her. The latest I heard was that Ashley was still single and had lost the career opportunities she'd been chasing through Kevin's network. Turns out professional relationships thrive on trust, not romantic deception. My response wasn't grand or theatrical. It was just being honest about my situation while she was dishonest about hers. Ashley wanted to keep her ex's romantic interest for career benefits while keeping me for relationship stability. She thought she could juggle both by lying to everyone. Instead, she learned that deceit has consequences, especially when the people you're deceiving end up at the same restaurant. That dinner forced Ashley to face the reality that her boyfriend wouldn't stay home while she chased career gains through romantic deception. More importantly, it reminded me what healthy relationships look like. Open communication instead of manipulation and lies. Ashley called me possessive for not wanting her to have business dinners with her ex. But I wasn't trying to control her choices. I was just making it clear that dishonest choices have consequences. She chose to mislead Kevin about being available. She chose to lie to me about their relationship. She chose to prioritize career networking over relationship honesty. Those choices cost her both the professional opportunities and the personal relationship she was trying to preserve through deceit. A perfect example of what happens when you try to manipulate multiple people at once. Eventually, the truth comes out, and nobody likes being played. The restaurant dinner was just the moment when her lies became obvious to everyone at once. Rachel and I had an honest meal while Ashley realized her deception had a shelf life. Kevin paid her bill that night, but it was the last time he'd fund professional networking with someone who'd been lying about her availability for months. Sometimes the best way to handle manipulation is to live honestly while the manipulator faces the fallout of their choices. Ashley learned that secure men don't try to control their girlfriends' professional relationships. They just make their own relationship choices based on trust and let the truth take care of the rest.